Welcome back. The fundamentals of planning. In this lecture, we will discuss the concept of planning, the guiding principles regarding planning, the core concepts of planning, the importance of effective planning within any of the company or organization or governance structure. Planning served as an important and indispensable step in achieving the strategic objectives in any of the organization, in any of the business. So let's start without wasting the time. Uh, Here we are going to see that what is planning. Planning systematically planning is very simple that planning is a systematic process. It is planning is doing uh, planning before any of the job. So it is predetermined or an optimal course of action, uh, which involves the four important areas that what we need to do and how we will accomplish the task, means how we are fulfilling that very task, and when it should be happen, or when it should be started like things, and by whom. So this is a universally very important definition regarding the planning, that it requires what, how, when, and whom. So universally this is this comes before any of the job like organizing, directing, or controlling. So we are doing like other areas, actions like organizing, like directing, like controlling, but uh, planning involves before all these kinds of activities. Next, that what the job of the planning. Planning is actually, it bridges a gap between all those kinds of activities. So planning is deciding in advance, as I told earlier, that you are performing something in your mind, or actually doing before actual doing of any of the job, means what to do, how to do, and when to do, and who is to do. So it bridges the gap from where we are to where we want to go. So in order to achieve your objectives, you are planning something. So this is definition by Kuntz and O'Donnell, which explains us the essence of explaining of any of the planning, and that's by planning you can articulate your goals or your objectives, and you can uh, even if you ill planned, so you can show a more efficient results of any of the activity or the task. Now comes the cornerstone of management, that's the primacy of the planning, that in order to fulfill your tasks, the effective planning is considered the primary function of the management process, and enabling of the other functions. So, without a solid plan, efforts in organizing and controlling are often wasted. So, it you need a proper planning. So, planning is the first one, that setting the goals and defining your actions. So that's the first, and then comes organizing. That after planning, you are going to organize, you are allocating the resources and the structure, and then you are controlling a means of monitoring or performance against the standards, and then comes directing, like leading and motivating the team. So planning is prior to organizing, controlling, and directing. So next, what are the fundamental principles are the guiding effective planning? This is very important, that what we should keep in view while we are planning, like we are going to plan. So any successful planning relies on adherence to several or critical principles. that ensures a plans means successful are practically and aligned with the organization demands updates. So the first one is that means contribution to your objectives. Contribution to objectives is very much important that every plan must means coincide with your company's objective or your organization's objectives or your major task objectives. uh, if you are going are deviating from the objectives, so it means rather you are planning, but if the direction is not clear, if the objectives are not clear, so you may the results may be poor one. So the first principle is that contribution to objective. The second one is flexibility. Flexibility means that when you are planning, you need to consider the contingency or the resources or the measures that they should be adaptable. Means time to time you can make changes in your plans, like unforeseen challenges may occur and can hamper the results or maybe far away from your objective. So the third one is continuity. Planning is not it's a game of a day or 2 day, or it is not an on-off event. So it's a continuous process, and you should review this while you are doing all those one, and it should be a relevant one and based on the new information or the data side by side you are collecting, and then as well as you are as your process is evolving and the different conditions comes in your way, so you need to continue the process of planning. So it must be continued. Number four is accuracy. Accuracy means that this is important principle that once you're planning, so the foundation of any sound plan is based on reliable data. Means plans must be based on the most accurate, up-to-date informations and available to avoid any critical errors in in its execution. Fundamental principles are the guiding effective planning. Part 2 means that what are the fundamental principle here? There's a connection of the previous part 1, that is that planning is limiting the factors. When planners must identify critical constraints, like they sometimes means they should keep in view the time, the budget, or the talent of the personnel that could impede goal achievement, and proactively adjust strategies around them. So limiting factors mean these are the very important. Then comes commitment. Your commitment plans should be designed with a time frame that matches the duration for which resources, means your financial, your human and material resources. The best use of all these three elements should be resources should be meet for the successful running of any of the organization. So they are practically committed and should be pledged. So commitment is one of the cardinal principle of any of the successful organization. As discussed earlier, that there must be a coordination. So planning must actively integrate efforts across all departments and organization at all organizational level, from top to the lower, and linear and horizontal all levels, to foster unity of purpose and prevent any duplication of work or internal conflicts. So this may hamper your performance, that where there is a duplication of work and there are certain internal conflicts in any of the organization. So you need to come along with certain coordination of each of the agency. Involvement. Engaging relevant stakeholders and employees in the planning process promotes ownership. It improves buy-in and ultimately leads to superior execution. The involvement is very much all the stakeholders should be involved and keep in view. Now comes toward the rationale of the planning. That what are the why we plan. Simply planning. We plan for planning is vital for the for to show us some certain directions. It improves our efficiency and preparedness. So it provides a direction. It gives a roadmap, or it sets the clear targets, ensuring all organizational efforts align towards common defined objectives, and it reduces uncertainty. When one you plans, you are sure about your means. It helps to you to forecast potential risks, future events, allowing the organization to prepare adaptive strategies and mitigate the risks. So means it reduces uncertainty and give you a certain line. It promotes efficiency. When you are planning, when if you are planning in a very ill way, means that it also promotes your efficiency. It ensures optimal allocation and use of financial, human, and material resources, and minimizing the wastage of your time, wastage of your resources, wastage of your human labor, etc., etc. So planning is a catalyst for improvement of your company, of your performance. It aids in control by establishing clear benchmarks. You are means at every step you are planning, so you are making certain benchmarks and performance standards. So planning makes monitoring progress and evaluating results straightforward. It also improves your decision making process or approach. It provides a rational framework for comparing alternative courses of actions and selecting the most suitable path forward. It also encourage it encourages innovation. Means suppose you are running a company, the process inherently requires exploring new methods and creative solutions of any of the problems which they occurs during the course of that very action. So it fostering a culture of forward thinking. So it makes you clear about your objectives, and means simply is a playing as a planning as a catalyst for improvement. So the broader impact of planning are very much important. That planning extends its benefits beyond internal efficiency and fundamentally enhancing as a entities and actions. So it enhances adaptability, it facilitates coordination, it aids development, means at government level. So all these three areas are very much helpful, and these are the usability and usefulness of any of the planning. So planning gives you a roadmap simply. Summary of the whole discussion, that where we have discussed some certain definitions, and then we discussed the primacy of the definition of planning, and then certain guiding principles have been explored, and at the end rationale of means advantages of any of the uh, planning has been discussed in any of the organizations. So plans strategically leads successfully. I hope you understand today's discussion. Thank you.